Top 18 Amazon interview questions and answers. Amazon is the largest online retailer globally. It deals in a range of items and ships products to several parts of the world. In this video, we will look at some of the questions you should expect in an Amazon interview if you are eyeing any position. 1. What do you know about us? What do you know about Amazon? This is a chance to show the interviewer that you did your homework well and discovered a few hidden information about Amazon. Remember, nobody will give you an opportunity if you are not interested in knowing who they are. Sample answer. Amazon is a multi-million empire headed by Jeff Bezos, majoring in e-commerce, digital streaming, artificial intelligence, and cloud computing. It is one of the biggest companies in the United States IT industry alongside big players such as Apple, Google, Facebook, and Microsoft. 2. Why us? Why did you choose Amazon out of all the possible options? What makes it outstanding? This is where you convince the interviewer that Amazon has a special place in your heart, and it is your only option. Talk positively about the company and what motivated you to submit your application. Also, tell the interviewer how you will help the company if given a chance. Your answer may also depend on the position you are interviewing for. Sample answer. I buy almost all my items from Amazon and haven't regretted it even once. I would therefore like to be part of the team that makes all that possible. I will create a lasting impact and better the company if given this position. Or, I appreciate fast-paced environments since they bring out the best of me. My skills and expertise will therefore be utilized here. 3. Have you ever seen a project through from its commencement to completion? The interviewer wants to bring out a sense of ownership in you. Can you point at a project that you managed right from its beginning to the end? Give an experience, clearly highlighting how you handled the project. Sample answer. I was once tasked to drive a project whose main aim was to discover the reasons behind a shift in consumer taste. I set up a small team where we researched, conducted a survey, and lastly came up with conclusions. We used the data gathered to tailor our production. 4. Who is our CEO? Even though the answer to this question seems obvious, do not be shocked to find out that some people do not know who the CEO of Amazon is. Hiring managers will always strive to understand how much you know about the organization, including simple facts. Make sure that you also learn how to pronounce the name if you intend to get the job. Sample answer. Your chief executive officer is Jeff Bezos. Keep in mind that the interviewer will be interested in your pronunciation. 5. Who was your most difficult customer? The interviewer wants to know just how well you can handle customers. Are you able to remain calm and work out things, or will you shout at the customer and refer them to someone else? Always keep in mind that the customer is ever right, however wrong they may sound. If you love your job, know how to deal with customers. Sample answer. I once created a website for a couple who did not understand how e-commerce worked. They were trying to diversify and therefore needed an online platform to sell their products. I had to teach them. They gave me a deposit but grew cold feet when it was time to send the remainder of the money after the work was complete. Instead of losing my cool and shutting down the website, I chose to walk them through and show them the amount of work that had gone into creating the product and how it worked. I managed to convince them and got my money. They have remained loyal clients to date. 6. What would you do if you caught your best friend stealing? The interviewer is testing your loyalty to the company and your friend. This is a challenging question since you have to choose between the company and your friend. We advise that you handle it tactfully lest you blow your chance of getting the job. Sample answer. I understand that I have to be loyal to the company once I get this job. In such a situation, I will consider the nature of the offense before deciding how to proceed. However, I am also a person of high integrity and will not think twice about turning him in once I establish that the offense dictates. 7. How would you handle a situation where a direct manager has asked you to do something you do not believe in? How good are your negotiation skills? Can you also handle disagreements? Convince the interviewer that you can speak up and get yourself out of such a situation by offering a better alternative. Also, show that you are flexible. Sample answer. I do not fear speaking up. I would table my reasons on why I disagree with the request and negotiate with the manager before offering other workable solutions and, together with the interviewer, pick the best. You can also say that you are flexible and do not mind doing it to some extent provided that it does not go against the work policies. 8. What would you do if you realized that someone was unsafe at work? It would be best to remember that you owe a duty of care to yourself and other employees. You should not, therefore, only think about yourself at all times but also other employees. Show that you can take the initiative and deal with whatever makes the person unsafe. Sample answer: I understand that the duty of care extends to my colleagues. Therefore, I will let the person know that they are putting themselves in harm's way and that whatever they are doing may lead to an accident before suggesting a safer way of handling the job or calling the supervisor. 9. How do you normally stay motivated in your work? Motivation is vital, especially if you intend to continue succeeding in your job. Ensure that you have a source of inspiration that keeps you going regardless of the situation. We advise you not to mention money or any material benefit that will give off a materialistic impression. Sample answer: I love succeeding in all my endeavors. My motivation, therefore, comes from the desire to achieve my daily, weekly, and monthly goals. I also have a strong support system of close family members and a few friends who motivate me to be better each passing day. 10. Have you ever had to apologize to someone? Tell us a story. Can you own up to your mistakes and apologize? The interviewer wants to know if you can be a good team player. To work in such settings, you must be ready to own up if you wrong someone and apologize. Therefore, think about a situation where you made a mistake, took ownership, and apologized. Do not appear high-handed by telling the interviewer that you have never had to apologize. Sample answer: I once had a bad day and responded to a colleague harshly. She did not retort to de-escalate the situation. However, I later realized that I had wronged her, apologized and explained that I was having a bad day, and later invited her for coffee. She understood, and we were okay by the end of the day. Remember, your example should highlight whatever you did and show that you owned up. 11. What qualities do you have that will help you succeed at Amazon? You need specific skills and attributes if you intend to have a smooth time at Amazon. In addition to going through the job description and identifying what your potential employer wants, make sure that you look at Amazon as a whole. Your answer should convince the interviewer that you have what it takes to be a fantastic Amazon employee. Sample answer: I am creative and innovative, which are essential qualities when working for a company that majors in e-commerce. I am also technology savvy, a good communicator, and an excellent team worker, which are all required. 12. Take a look at our website. What would you improve? This is a technical question that you may be asked when interviewing for any position with Amazon. However, you should mostly anticipate it if you want to be a developer or software engineer at Amazon. Mention something that will make the website more appealing or helpful to the end user. Sample answer: You have one of the best websites in most of the e-commerce platforms that I have interacted with. However, it will be more appealing if you reduce the categories and make it more accessible to phone users. You can also go to the specifics if you are a developer. You are in a better position to know whatever is lacking. 13. Can you mention our leadership principles? Which one will you align to most? Amazon has leadership principles that you need to know. Remember to find out as much information as possible about Amazon if you intend to get the job. Also, this question has two parts, and therefore your answer should take care of both. Sample answer: Your leadership principles are customer obsession, ownership, learning and being curious, insisting on the highest demands, thinking big, hiring and developing the best, and invention as well as simplification. Given that I am applying for a customer service representative position, I will mostly be aligned to customer obsession. 14. Do you know our mission statement? How will you help us achieve it? The missions, vision, and values are some of the information you should always look up when researching an organization. Memorize Amazon's mission statement and expound on it to answer this question. Sample answer: Your mission statement is to serve your customers through online and physical stores while focusing on selection, price, and convenience. Being a customer service representative, I will help the customers navigate your website for convenient shopping. I believe that I will be contributing to your missions. 15. What is our philosophy? Do you know Amazon's philosophy? This is important since it influences how the entity operates. Therefore, you must strive to learn more about Amazon and get such questions right if you intend to convince the interviewer that you will be an excellent addition to the company. You can obtain all these information online. Therefore, you have no excuse. Sample answer. Amazon's philosophy is people empowerment. You aim to empower people, from sellers and creators to developers, with profitable options to make a living. This also extends to customers who are empowered by the flexible options Amazon offers that allow them access to cheaper products. You can choose to expound more on this and offer as much information as you can. Just make sure that you get the important part right. 16. How do you normally persuade people? Knowing how to persuade people, especially in team settings, is important. You may not all have the same ideas all the time and may have to sell yours to others. How do you ensure that they buy in your approach and front it? The interviewer must therefore know how good you are at persuasion and negotiation. Sample answer. I usually persuade people by tabling my proposal and telling them what they stand to benefit from adopting it. I may also compare it to the other submissions and clearly highlight the advantages it has over them. While doing this, I usually use every means possible, including diagrams. 17. How would you approach a situation where two different managers give you conflicting directions? This is a challenging question. Following one direction and ignoring the other may be interpreted as arrogance or disrespect. Therefore, it would be best to think through your answer and come up with a way out of this situation that will not make any of the parties feel undermined. Sample answer. I will tell the second manager that the first one has given me conflicting instructions. I may also consider their superiority in the organization. If the second manager has a higher position than the first, I will contact the latter and brief them on the new instructions that I have been given. 18. Do you prefer working alone or in team settings? Working independently and in team settings have their shortcomings and advantages. This is a chance to tell the interviewer what you prefer. However, keep in mind that companies are looking for people who can work well in teams. Therefore, assure the interviewer that you have no problem being in team settings. Sample answer. I have had a taste of both. However, I find working in teams more fulfilling. Being together with people who have different abilities and skill sets helps one learn and advance. Teamwork improves efficiency and ensures speedy delivery. I can also work alone and deliver if called upon. I do not mind a blend of both.